Is it just me, or is the hardest part of writing an email the email subject line? You have to write something interesting and intriguing that makes them want to open it, but also should you be too mysterious? Should you state your whole point? Should you be generally vague? I have an email newsletter with over 400,000 people on it, and I've written over 2,000 email newsletters. In this process, I've studied which email subject lines get the biggest open rate for our newsletter, and I wanted to share what I've learned with you. Number one, avoid the biggest mistake, which is using a generic, socially scripted subject line. Never, ever, 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 ever use subject line follow up or meeting or overview. If you use one of these super boring generic subject lines, you are guaranteeing one, that someone is not going to look forward to opening your email, and two, you actually click on autopilot. When someone sees a boring email subject line, their brain goes, well, this will be like every other email I get. So the very first thing is throw away with all those boring generic subject lines. Never use them. Let's go on a follow-up diet. Next, you have two choices with where you can go with the subject line. I have noticed that the most successful emails do one of two things. One, and this is your next option, is you put your big idea, your big point up in the subject line. That lowers the cognitive load for your reader. In fact, when they look in their email subject and they email inbox and they see a very clear subject with the big idea, it actually helps someone pre-think about what you want to talk about. So this can actually be hyper specific. Action steps for 2024 successes. Please take Sienna to school at 4 p.m. on Friday. Sometimes adding in your big takeaway to the subject is a great way to have a mental shortcut for your reader. Okay, last choice here is to go for dopamine. So dopamine does a lot of things in our body, but for our purposes, it's the chemical of motivation or excitement. You can delight and surprise and intrigue in your subject lines. I've noticed in my email newsletters, either being super clear up front. So for example, we have an email newsletter that's how to be the most charismatic person in the room, big idea. Or how to get people to stop interrupting you, big idea. 7 body language cues you should be using today. That's the big idea email. The other emails that do really well are a little bit more surprising. So maybe 2024 wins. Or one of my most popular newsletters was a painfully awkward social experience. Now, I don't tell you what the socially awkward experience was in the subject line, but it's a little intriguing and you know what the email is going to be about. Or it could be a question. One of our popular ones is, who is the most memorable person you know? Or who is your role model? Or the secret trick that I wish I knew at the beginning of my career. I try not to go too like BuzzFeedy or clickbaity, but I want to set someone up to be a little excited about what they're going to read. So you can put your big idea right in that subject to lower cognitive load for your reader, or go intriguing. Ask a question, drop an experience, and get excitement motivated in your reader. Your email subject line is incredibly important for you being influential. When someone sees your name pop up in their inbox, I want them to feel good. I want them to feel excited or look forward to hearing from you or know they can rely on you. This is a key aspect of influence. I have an entire free training on the 5 laws of influence. If you want to go check that out, I cover how you can increase your impact and how that can also increase your income by having a more positive influence and impact on everyone you interact with.